I'm Hazel, it's Saturday today, which makes it time to sit down and catch up on the WoW news of the week, what I have been up to, and answer some of your questions. This week, we still don't have a date for the upcoming patch 10.15, but we do have lots of new tidbits of information about it. Mr. GM reported this week seeing this mount drop from the new Mega Dungeon. The Reigns of the Quantum Courser, when used, transform into another mount from the past. In his group, somebody got the Quantum Courser, used the item, and then received Midnight's Reigns from Legion Karazhan. This looks really cool. There are definitely unanswered questions, though. My two big ones that I know many people share are A, can this give you mounts that you already have? And B, if so, can you then trade them, the resulting mount, after it's given you something that you already have? Because it's going to be a big bummer if you get this mount, use it, you get a duplicate, and then you can't even give it away. We don't know yet. We will see. If it cannot give you a mount that you already have, then that could actually be a bit interesting for people that have almost every rare drop mount, in that they might be able to get some more easily. Like, for example, if maybe you're a mount farmer from old raids and you have everything except for the Mythic Antorus mount because you can't be bothered to solo ENR. Just talking about a friend. You know, you would have a better chance to get that mount from this item than you would from, doing it normally, since you aren't. That's all speculation. We'll find out more about this eventually. At the very latest, when the patch actually comes out and enough people start getting the item and using it, we'll have more details. Other things in 10.15 news, we have a controversial little tidbit in that there are Datamined assets that seem to point to the fact that Trader's Tender may be added to the in-game shop, the cash shop, in 10.15. This is just data mining at this point. It is not currently confirmed by Blizzard, but it's looking likely that they add a way for you to purchase extra Trader's Tender in exchange for money. This is controversial with a lot of people because for many people, this kind of violates the spirit of what the trading post was about in the first place, having like cool cosmetics that you can get for free just for playing the game. I'm personally kind of disappointed but not surprised, I think, is where I'm landing on this, because Blizzard charging money for cosmetics is really nothing new. They're always finding new and creative ways to do that. And it wouldn't shock me if this was the plan for the trading post all along. And if so, it's kind of clever because they got a lot of goodwill for the trading post with the first couple of months. People seemed really happy with the feature, which I guess is one way to blunt the bad PR that comes from adding another microtransaction. You're still going to be able to get your tender and purchase some things for free. And then if you really wanted to, one thing with this system, if it went through, is that you could actually sort of use gold to buy trading post items by converting gold to WoW tokens to balance, and then balance to Trader's Tender. If you had what are probably high amounts of gold, you could use that to get extra trading post stuff. I don't think that I'm likely to do that, and I also don't feel likely to spend money on it, although I say that now. The question for individuals is, will the FOMO, the fear of missing out, get you if they pack the trading post full of a lot of really cool things that you want, but you can't get enough free tender to afford them all? Is that something that you can make your peace with and wait for them to come back around, or is that something you're going to feel like you want to get while they're currently available before they rotate off the trading post? We have yet to see any repeat items or offerings in the trading post. It's really unclear what the general time frame for that is. It could be after a year, it could be sooner, it could be later. We don't know. I think that I am making my peace with just letting things leave and then come back whenever they want to, and then just kind of getting whatever I can get with the free tender. But I can see how if you are a more hardcore completionist, you might have a tougher time with this. At the end of the day, they're a company, they can sell whatever they want, and it's up to us whether or not we want to buy it. You just have to remember that whenever they try to pull the "we're family" card on you for like BlizzCon good feelings. We're not. Other things from the 10.15 PTR to take the bad taste out of your mouth, hopefully, assuming that it doesn't end up on the trading post. This new Broom mount was data mined by Wowhead. This looks really cool. No idea what that's from, but it looks nice. Hopefully something available in-game through gameplay. And then they're also adding in 10.15 for collectors a Siege of Orgrimmar skip to let you go straight to Mythic Garrosh as long as you've completed him once already. Defeat him once on your account, and then all of your characters can skip straight to him for your Tusks of Manaroth or your mount farming, which is a big quality of life benefit to people trying to farm those items still. I like that they're keeping an eye on how farmable older content is. I hope they continue to bring that through further and further expansions as we get farther and farther away from them. I guess I'm still bitter about ENR being really annoying to solo. But yeah, Garrosh is a good start. Other things, a couple WoW developer interviews about 10.1.5. In one with Morgan Day, they were talking about the new Dawn of the Infinite Mega Dungeon, and they mentioned that it's intended to be more challenging than like a standard just mythic mega dungeon. They said something along the lines of there not being a separate hard mode because it's baked in, but that they're going to add the dungeon in 2 halves for heroic in 10.1.7, as opposed to making you wait for the following season, so that if you want to see the dungeon but you don't want to do the hard mode, you can do that, not with release, but somewhat shortly after. In Live WoW this week, the Winds of Sanctuary rep buff has now begun. That means treasure goblins are over, so I hope you got the cosmetics that you were looking for from them, but you can now get 50% extra experience for your characters and reputation, not including the Niffin, but every other reputation, until July the 11th is when that ends. So you have lots of time, and for me, it is an alt leveling bonanza. Again, there's currently an overlap with time walking. We've got mop time walking active this week, and then during the last week of the experience buff, there's going to be Warlords of Draenor time walking, so you can spam time walking dungeons with the experience buff, at least for 60 to 70. I was getting characters from 60 to 70 in a little bit under 3 hours with time walking. I'm not sure exactly how long 1 to 60 takes with the buff, but I have a feeling it's going to be not long. We also have the Revival Catalyst available this week, so you can finally turn a piece of Season 2 gear into tier. Does not have to be from the Raider Mythic Plus. You can turn the outdoor gear into tier as well. This is great if you are working on finishing your tier set bonus or just collecting the transmog from your tier set. And it is in the same place as the Catalyst was before. We don't need to earn the charge this time, which is nice. You just get a charge and all of your characters can use it, and they're going to automatically accrue every week. In my life this week, I have been taking advantage of the experience buff and leveling. I'm trying to get all my 60s caught up to 70s, so I've done Honey Plum, the Orc Shaman. I just did Boy, the Warlock, got to level 70 just today as I record this on Friday. And I believe Salty Barnacles, my Coultier and Bear Druid, he's going to be next. So I've been having a lot of fun doing that on my Twitch streams. If you watch streams, you can catch me live 5 days a week on Twitch. And if you watch streams, but the time slot sucks for you, I am posting all of my full VODs to YouTube now to a separate VOD channel, so I will link that down below. And then questions for this week. Adam wants to know, what are your goals in WoW through the end of Dragonflight? So I thought about it, and I feel like I probably should have thought about this before now, but I think I want 5 million gold. I've been enjoying gold making with professions. I've made it to somewhere in the neighborhood of 4.2, so 5 million seems pretty reasonable. AOTC in each raid, Keystone Master in each season, Vicious Mounts every season, that kind of thing. But more or less, I mostly just kind of want to do whatever feels fun at the time and then call that a win. So, keys and raid with friends is really good. Leveling alts whenever I feel like it. Crafting, a couple thousand tepid versatility files to sell whenever I feel like it. Just kind of, taking it every day at a time. I'm trying to worry less about what the best way to play the game or to accomplish a certain thing is, and focus a little bit more on whatever just feels fun for me. And Cheezers wants to know, what goodies would you like to see appear in the trading post? So they've done mount recolors. They've done a few of those so far, and I'm feeling like if they want to recolor or reskin mounts, I don't know if they would do this, but some of those Lunar New Year shop mounts, like Shuzen the Divine Sentinel, or Hogris, are both pretty unique silhouettes, and they're fantastic mounts, and I think it would be very popular if you, made different colors of flying pigs or fluffy dogs for people to ride around. And that has been my week. Thank you very much for watching. If you have a question for a news video, please pop it in the comments, include the word question to help me find it. Thank you guys so much, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day.